best in the business.
The ego.
That's ego.
Ego hit y'all with another one.
He's never done this at the highest level. I'm at the highest level for 7-8 years now.
I guess you disagree with that on him being on a different level than you.
I mean, everybody can believe what they want, but actions speak louder than the words. Come November, I'm down to prove that.
Devin, what do you think a fight like this looks like on fight night?
I think it's one-sided. I think I'm gonna go in there and handicap him. I know that he has power. We all know they got power, but against guys we've never seen before. We've never heard of these guys before. So I will show him that, you know, power is good. Muscles is good. He's a muscle. He got a lot of muscles, but muscles don't win fights at the high level. Of the best of the best, it don't matter how much muscles you got, how much power you got, I will show him.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Now it is 100,000,000,000% official. Devin Haney be biting off of Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I said it. In this video, we're gonna break it down and talk about it like one big happy family. Now, I've been busy, y'all. I've been real busy, man. Yeah, I've been busy, but in a good way. Shout out to everybody who sent PayPals, Cash Apps, Super Thanks, Super Chats. Your boy is working, and I know that you see it because the money coming. When I start working, when I start really kicking out content, y'all really be showing love, so I appreciate that. But I wanted to make the time for this video. I know Shakur's about to fight the Tom and Jerry fight or whatever with Zepeda. I will do a watch party if y'all want. Let me know in the comment section. Hamza Shiraz, Berlanga, you know, that's on it. I'm looking forward to David Morrell. I like David Morrell. So I will make time for all that tonight. But a lot went on because Tank got arrested. So as a content creator, and I'm not saying this for sympathy, I'm just merely telling you what it is. When you're a content creator, you can have your mind like, I woke up, I knew the mission at hand. I was like, I gotta do this, right, for the channel. Boom. Tank news, arrested, derailed everything. Everything got derailed because Tank got arrested. And we know Tank is big news, so, you know, I had to cover it. But with that being said, I did want to make sure I made the time to talk about it, and it's kind of unfortunate. Like, nobody could have planned Tank being arrested or whatever, and the whole situation is unfortunate there. But it's kind of unfortunate because Brian Norman and Devin Haney did a press conference alongside David Benavidez and Yard. To be honest, it kind of got overshadowed. You had a weigh-in. See, this is one thing that Turkey hopefully can improve on. And I don't know everything, but I know boxing. And I've been doing this at the highest of level for a minute. And he like cannibalizes his own events. So if you're doing a Riyadh or ring card, right? You're doing this Riyadh or ring card. And you are hopefully trying to promote that, I guess. You're trying to promote it, but then you'll announce Canelo Crawford. So that takes the shine away. And then you start putting out content like Canelo with Tom Brady and Shaquille O'Neal and face-offs. And it's like, now you have a fight like, let's say Jack Catterall, he just fought in Eubank or whoever, or Richardson Hitchens and Kambosa. Now that's completely overshadowed with all this Canelo Crawford content. And same thing with Devin Haney and Brian Norman, right? I didn't even really see many people talking about it. One, because Tank was the wild card with the whole arrest, and that's big news. So that kind of overshadowed and trumped the Brian Norman and Devin Haney stuff. And then on top of that, you had a weigh-in. So I just feel like Turkey's trying to be ambitious, but he's trying to put too much too close. Like even the Fatal Fury, you had a fight on Friday, the Times Square, then in Saudi Arabia, then the next day in a way. It's too much. You don't need to do that because you're stepping on the toes of these other events. Like instead of letting it breathe and people, even though the Times Square card was atrocious, but we didn't know that. On paper, it sounded like it would be good. Devin Haney, Ramirez, Rolly, Ryan, and Teofimo. And then like, maybe if you gravitate more towards Inoue or Canelo, you worried about that and kind of trying to keep up with the content with there and not worried about that. So you gotta spread this stuff out, really. So that's the ego rant. A lot of people didn't even talk about the Devin Haney, Brian Norman stuff, and it was good. Now, as I open this video, Devin is influenced by Floyd Mayweather. Book it. He's like verbatim stealing from Floyd Mayweather at this point, where it's like things I can remember, certain fights where Floyd said almost the same thing. He literally told Andre Berto, muscles don't win fights. Literally. That's not my opinion, is what happened. Devin Haney saying that muscles don't win fights. But the thing about when Devin Haney's doing it, it just seems like plagiarism. It just seems like pure plagiarism because Floyd did what was natural to him. Devin came up in the Floyd gym and then later him and his dad started dissing Floyd. So it's weird that you're trying to bite him still and kind of the lavish life, the bodyguards and all that type of stuff. And you're trying to be like him and you don't even like click with him. Like there's been beef or friction. I find that very weird. I don't want to be like nobody, and I definitely wouldn't want to be like the ops or somebody that I'm beefing with. That's just me personally, but to each his own. But I feel like Devin's a good kid. He just tries so hard. He's a try hard to me. And he seems like he's trying to emulate other things, like dress like Tank, you know, with certain things. And then talk like Floyd, the lifestyle of Floyd. It doesn't seem natural. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But a lot of what he's saying to Brian Norman, he said those exact same things pretty much to Ryan Garcia. So this is going to be an interesting fight. Definitely going to be an interesting fight because he's poking at a bear, and a lot of people think that Brian Norman could overpower him. And he's just like, muscles don't win fights, taking all these like Floyd Mayweather adages. And he's like, yo, muscles don't win fights. He's never been here before. I've been at the top level. And it just sounds kind of weird coming from Devin Haney because Devin, I'm not trying to like disrespect his journey. He's done cool. He's done good for himself. But you talking like you're Floyd Mayweather don't make as much sense because Floyd had Diego Corrales, Gennaro Hernandez, Arturo Gatti. He had, you know, Ricky Hatton, De La Hoya, Zab Judah, Carlos Baldomir, Cotto, Canelo, Maidana, Robert Guerrero, right? So when Floyd is talking and boastful, it sounds different. He like, man, I've been at the highest level. Brian Norman, he's never been here. He never been at this level. Muscles don't win fights. And he's like, I done fought Jojo Diaz and Gambo. Like, bro, these names at the point in which you fought them, most of them weren't like in prime. For real. Kambosos was on like a one-hit wonder tour, beating T.O., and then never went on to really kind of do anything else. And you're saying and listing your resume like, I've been here, like, like you're this like crazy seasoned vet and Brian Norman is like dog food. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Devin has the blueprint to beat you. What are the kind of things you've been hearing? What do you think? Do you think people are still doubting you going into this fight?
I just said that. I mean, that's what it is. People keep doubting. They've been doubting my whole life. That's why I got a big old chip on my shoulder. And shoot, yesterday even amped it up even more. So y'all boys let me get too comfortable. Y'all let me get my hand back, man. Time is up, man. It's time for y'all to get up out my sport. Y'all tearing it up anyway.
You've obviously got great power in this weight class. Do you think you have other advantages over Devin?
I mean, that's what everybody keep looking at. They keep looking at the power, but the power don't mean nothing if you can't land it. So you got to have some kind of IQ. You got to learn how to put that thing together. So I'm going to show y'all something different come this fight.
Look at Devin has.
Now, I ain't gonna front. I like Brian Norman's energy, and I like how he said that. He's like, power, it don't mean nothing if you can't land it. Devin is like, yeah, Devin's doing interviews admitting Brian Norman is strong and got power, but he's saying like, I've been at the level and I'm gonna show him looks he's never seen before, blah, blah, blah. But Brian Norman seems cool, calm, collected, and he seems, at least from what he's saying, like he understands that it's not just about power. He's gonna have to do it intelligently to get that off. So all in all, it should be a good fight. Devin, you know, he's gonna keep doing his best, great value Floyd Mayweather impression. I still credit Devin Haney for even taking the fight because a lot of people, including myself, didn't think he would. Thought it was a super dangerous fight. I still think it's a dangerous fight. You know, Devin has a chance, in my opinion, to win by trying to outbox Brian Norman, but I think he's gonna have to be in dog shape and not get touched with the touch of death and really box a very smart fight. Now, just my opinion, I don't trust these new fighters. I'm just being real. I've covered boxing long enough. I've covered the greats like Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, right? And the Pacquiao. Went to their fights, right? So there's something different about their generation and before versus this new generation. You got a lot of clout babies in this Gen Z where they're like, it's delusions of grandeur. That's the nicest way to put it. Delusions of grandeur. And they a lot of them talk like they're so accomplished and they haven't done what they're saying they've done or the attitude they're conveying, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of a weird scenario, you know? I don't think Devin is as far removed from Brian Norman as he thinks. He definitely has a better resume, but I don't think the gap in terms of like, I don't think the gap is as wide. Like Devin's best names are Lomachenko and Ryan Garcia. In my opinion, you guys could keep saying Kambosos because he had belts, but me, I understand boxing. I'm not so like consumed with belt. There's so many politics in boxing right now and ways to get belts. So that doesn't move me in this new generation. Oh, he got a belt. Like that's the end all be all because he has a belt. Because how many people have we seen, or I don't know about y'all, but I've seen a ton of people who, for me, they had belts, but it was like Biggie said, "Ugh, your reign on the top was short like leprechauns as I crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rapadons. Get in quick, fast like Ramadan. It's that rap phenomenon, Don Dada, who hotter. You gotta call me Francis MH, tote like iron, bro. Your reign on the top was short like leprechaun." I've seen so many fighters like, hey, he look in shape right there. Shout out to Brian Norman. But so many guys have had belts for a brief time in this like alphabet soup, alphabet belt generation. Point blank period. You can say whatever you want, but that's the reality. So to me, I think Devin has the better resume, and I don't think the gap is as wide and as far as he's making it out to be. And one thing Devin keeps doing that is very weird to me is he keeps saying, you look small to all his opponents. Very weird stuff, because to me, you're just amping up the notion that you're a weight bully and that you were like taxing yourself to fight in the lower 135. If you're moving up to 40 and saying, Regis Prograis, you're too small. At 35, you're like, Lomachenko, Kambosos, you too small. Now, in a few fight, 2-3 fights or whatever, actually 2 fights, Regis and Ryan at 140. Now you're moving up to another full division and you telling him he's too small. Bro, and it almost seems like an insecurity. Literally, Devin Haney is saying you're too small to a plethora of people who are stronger than him physically, like in terms of punching power. He said Ramirez was too small. He's saying Brian Norman looked real small. You know, oh, I thought you was bigger. Like, it's like the trash talk is stale. It's like that's your go-to for everything. Like, and then this is the guy that was calling out Tank. So if Brian Norman, a welterweight, is too small or looks small or smaller than you thought and all that type of stuff, how is you trying to fight Tank? You know, actual 35. So with snack and, you know, just a work ethic, I think Devin Haney was cramming himself into the lighter weight classes. But I don't want to get too far off onto that. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely looking forward to this fight, and both fighters are making me want to watch it based on what they're saying, and the fight's not till November. Subscribe for more boxing.